Welcome back to Capital Connections. I'm John O'Connor, your host. Let's now join the Monadnock Region citizens at the Keene Recreation Center as Senator Bernie Sanders addresses the issue of the cost of education.
And everybody knows that if we're going to succeed in this competitive global economy, we need the best educated workforce possible, right? And on top of that, all of us know that education, learning, is an inherent part of what being human is about. We want to keep learning throughout our entire lives. And yet what we have today is a situation in where hundreds of thousands of bright and qualified young people are no longer able to dream about going to college because they can't afford that. And it is not only grossly unfair to those young people, because we have cut their ladder to the middle class. We removed that ladder. But furthermore, it is crazy for the economic future of our country. We need more scientists and engineers and doctors and teachers and police officers. We desperately need these people. And to say to hundreds of thousands of young people, sorry, you're not going to get the education you need, is so counterproductive to the future of this country. It is hard to imagine that we have allowed it to occur. And then on top of that, we have millions of young and middle-aged people paying off these incredibly oppressive student debts. I just talked, a half hour before I walked in here, just talked to a young woman who is a teacher, and obviously in our society, Betty, we desperately need good teachers. And her crime for wanting to get a master's degree was that she is now $200,000 in debt and paying interest rates of between 6 and 9%. I talked to a young woman in Burlington, Vermont, maybe a year ago, and her crime in life is she wanted to be and is a doctor, primary care physician treating low-income people, exactly the kind of doctors that we need. She is $300,000 in debt. We have a major crisis in terms of affordable, accessible dental care in this country. People can't find dentists that they can afford. We need tens of thousands of dentists. I was in Iowa last week. A young woman came up to me and said, I'm graduating dental school this week, $400,000 in debt. Okay? All of this stuff is crazy stuff. And by that I mean it's not just unfair to the individual, it is counterproductive to where we need to go as a nation. And that is why I have recently introduced legislation that says two basic things. Number one, public colleges, every public college and public university in America will be tuition free.
When Capital Connections returns to the Keene Recreation Center, Bernie Sanders will continue his talk focusing on senior poverty. But first, these messages from the businesses that make this show possible.